Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So glad to be with you guys. So today I thought that we would jump into some other really good techniques for manifesting. Now I kind of went into, relationships and how I manifested my perfect partner. But I've had a lot of questions about once you have started a relationship, how to get that person to propose to you. So I want to start off with free will is a thing. If they don't want to propose, they're not going to. However, if you are looking to get married, start a Pinterest, like I always talk about, and start really looking at wedding magazines. Start gearing yourself towards that. Imagine yourself married. What about marriage is going to make you happy? How does it feel to be married? Those type of things. Obviously, this can have some repercussions. So I kind of wanted to go into a story time today about that. I knew this girl, I coached her. She wanted so badly to be married, and she had been in this relationship for about 4 years, and she's like, he's stuck. And I keep throwing hints, and he's just not getting it, and not getting it, and not getting it. And she was just really kind of feeling down about this because, she was just at that point in her life where it was like, okay, it's time. It's time to get married. I'm there. I want to be married. Which we all get there, right? We all want to be married, and me and my husband were married at 25, so I get it. I get that wanting to be there. So I was like, okay, cool. We can build on this. Let's start coaching. Let's start building our self-esteem. Let's start building us. What do we love about us? Let's bring in self-love so external love can come to us. And so through this time, I started to kind of ask questions about what do you love about your partner? And she always would be like, oh, well, he's nice to me. And when we kind of started to break things down, we kind of started to realize he was nice to her, but he wasn't romantic with her anymore. And he didn't make grand gestures of taking her on dates and doing things like that. And she really wanted that. She really wanted that love and to have that feeling with somebody of deep connection. And so, we continued to work on things. We continued to see her married. We continued to talk about what her favorite part of marriage was. And she was talking about making food and how loved she felt and having kids and all these wonderful aspects of marriage. And about, I would say 2 months in, I think it was about 2 months in, it's been a little while, but it was about 2 months into our sessions, her boyfriend up and broke up with her. And she was devastated. She was like, oh my gosh, we're working all this, and then he breaks up with me. What's going on? What's wrong with me? Because, of course, we always take the blame when something happens. And so I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let's keep working. I was even a little shocked. I was like, what is going on? But I had faith. And so we kept working. And we really started working on her self-love. And we really dived deep into what it would mean to be married and what marriage means to her. How was her relationship between her parents? What was that? And her parents had been married for several years. Her dad had proposed to her mom after 6 months. There was this long thing. Her dad was very loving with her mom. And so all these things kind of started coming to the surface of why this need to be married was so deep and why this was so important to her. And so we continued to work on self-love. That was a really big thing. What do we love about ourselves? And how can we love those things about ourselves that we don't always love? Dove deep into that, did all of this stuff. So come 6 months. So breakup happened, I think, around 2 months. Might have been 3. A few months later, we're at 6 months now. She's feeling so good. When we would get on and we would do our Zoom meetings, she would just light up, and I loved it. She went from this person that was kind of sad and really wanting to move to this next step to kind of shying away, to this person that she was wearing the clothes she liked to wear, and her makeup was beautiful, and she just had this confidence when she came on the screen and we talked that was so different than in the beginning. And so she was talking about how she was at work and she met this guy and he was really nice, but she wasn't ready to date, but she just really enjoyed his company, and he made her feel beautiful. And I remember one day she said to me, he makes me feel beautiful, but I don't need anyone to make me feel beautiful because I finally feel beautiful just being me. And it was so empowering to hear that. So go on a few weeks, he asks her out, and she, we actually had a session that day, and she's like, I think I should say no. Like, I think I should say no because, I still, breakups just happened. And I was like, do whatever you feel comfortable with, but, maybe this is the universe sending you somebody. Let's just see where it goes. Have fun with it. Go on a date and let him pay for you and spoil you. And look for those red flags, and if they don't come, don't expect them, but just know, like, if it doesn't feel right to you, it's not right. So she went on the date, and we had a session a few days later, and she loved it. She had the best time. He paid for her. He bought her an outfit and had it sent to her house. Like, there was all these little things that happened along the way. It was just amazing. And, like, I can remember sitting there thinking like I was watching a movie. I was like, this is crazy. I didn't know this stuff actually happened. And so she was just so happy and so excited. And I was so happy and excited for her. And, as we start moving down and continue our coaching, she started to kind of bring up things about, like, her past relationship. She's like, he doesn't do this to me like my past relationship did. And so we started to kind of see this pattern of, in her past relationship, there was always kind of this lack feeling. Like, oh, your cooking was good, but this person's was better. Or, oh, yeah, you did good getting that promotion, but maybe next time you'll get a little bit more money. Or, like, there was all these, I'm good at this, but not quite good enough type feeling in her past relationship. And the relationship we was at now was just, like, encompassing self-love and encompassing how amazing and strong and beautiful she was. And it was really, really beautiful to watch. So we move on to 6 months, and we really started talking about, like, engagement. Like, what do you want your engagement to look like? When do you want it to happen? And she had decided, it'd be nice if it happened in the fall, whether it's this year or next year. She would like it to happen in the fall, no more than a year out. She wanted, she was getting older. She wanted to have kids. She wanted to be engaged. She wanted to get married. She had her dream wedding planned out. So that fall, Pop's question, and she was just elated. He got her this beautiful ring, and the ring that he got her was actually very similar to the one on her vision board. The place that he proposed to her was very similar to the one on her vision board. Like, there was all these little things that came together. Well, one thing was that she decided she was never going to live with somebody until she was married or at least engaged. So they ended up, deciding, we'll wait till we're married. Let's just, get to that point and see how it all goes. So she plans her wedding, and he was so involved. And I remember we did a session together just so he could, like, be a part of things, and we could kind of see their energy together. And he was so cute, and he was so sweet, and you could just tell that he adored her, and you could tell that she adored him, and both of them had really good confidence about themselves and self-love. So as they moved on, they planned this beautiful wedding. It was great. They had the best time. And I remember in one of our sessions, she was like, when my husband left me, or not my husband, my boyfriend left me, I thought really hard about, like, am I doing right? Why would he leave me? Like, all I wanted was to be married. I would be an amazing wife. I would clean. And she's like, I used to tell the universe and pray, like, I will clean for this man. I will cook for this man. I will do anything for this man. And I was so encompassed within him. My everything was him. And what really needed to happen was her everything needed to be her. And, they got married, and they've gone on to have children and have this beautiful life together. And every once in a while we check in with each other now, and she really has created this beautiful life. But through her want for marriage, it didn't align with her former boyfriends. He didn't want that. That wasn't where he was at. He wasn't going to do that, so he left. And so, if you're really wanting marriage, that's beautiful. That's amazing. You can bring that forth. But the thing is, be prepared for someone that doesn't want that to leave your life. And that's okay, because you might find someone even better. And it's amazing when she looked back, he treated her kindly on surface, but he made her feel down and bad about herself underneath. And I think there was a lot of gaslighting going on there that she didn't even pick up on, because she didn't even know. And now she's with this man who makes her feel beautiful, and she feels beautiful in her own self. She's safe being who she is. So if you want to manifest marriage, That's completely perfect. And that doesn't mean that your partner will leave you. Maybe your partner's thinking about that too, and this is just like the little push the universe needs, or maybe you both need to be on the same page. I would recommend sitting down and talking about it and seeing kind of where we are. But, I think that a lot of times we think that what we have is what we want so badly that we can't even see that there's better things out there for us. And I commend her. She was so brave, and she let go of that relationship, but she continued to work on herself. She wasn't going to let that tear her down. She wasn't going to let that change her. So if you're looking, for just marriage, then you can manifest that. It might not be with your current person. What I recommend to people is manifesting the partner you want. If you already have the partner you want, sit down and talk about marriage and be like, when are you going to be ready for this? When can we get on the same page about this? That is the best thing you can do. And I'm not saying that every time you look at a wedding book or something like that, that the person's going to leave you, but I am saying that sometimes better things are down the road, and whatever is in your highest good, and whenever you're fully in love with yourself, that is when you are going to find that thing that you're really wanting. So that's our discussion for today. If that is what you are looking for, I send so much love your way. If you are interested in doing a coaching session on this topic, or me elaborating in another video more, let me know in the comment section down below. Bye-bye, everybody.